Welcome to Mythbusters, Science Edition. Hey there, science lovers and fact finders. Ever heard a crazy claim and thought, no way, that can't be true? We put those claims to the test. Get ready to explore the most mind-blowing scientific myths, busted by the masters of mayhem and knowledge. From exploding toilets to escaping Alcatraz, we're diving deep into the experiments that separate fact from fiction. Buckle up, because things are about to get explosive.
All right, picture this. Alcatraz, the infamous prison, thought to be inescapable. Legend has it that some inmates crafted a raft out of raincoats and made a daring escape. Sounds like a Hollywood movie, right? We thought so too. To test this myth, we got our hands dirty, building our own raincoat raft. We carefully stitched together these flimsy materials, hoping they'd hold up against the frigid waters of San Francisco Bay. The big question, could a makeshift vessel like this actually carry a person to freedom? Let's just say the results were, well, you'll have to watch and see.
Okay, this one's for anyone who's ever feared their toilet might turn into a porcelain grenade. The myth: a toilet can explode due to a blocked vent, methane buildup, or even a stray cherry blossom air freshener. Sounds ridiculous, right? To find out, we rigged a bathroom with all the ingredients for disaster. We simulated blocked vents, pumped in methane, and even tossed in those infamous air fresheners. With cameras rolling and safety gear on, we stood back and waited for the, hopefully metaphorical, boom. Did the porcelain throne live up to its explosive reputation? You bet your plungers we found out.
This myth takes us back to ancient Greece, where the brilliant Archimedes supposedly used mirrors to set enemy ships ablaze. Could a massive array of mirrors really harness enough solar power to be a weapon of war? To test this ancient legend, we assembled a field of mirrors, each one meticulously angled to concentrate sunlight onto a target ship. The air crackled with anticipation as we waited to see if the wood would smolder, smoke, or burst into flames. Did we rewrite history with our fiery experiment, or was this myth destined to fade into legend? Get ready for a history lesson you won't soon forget.
Chapter 4. The Ice Bullet, a cold-blooded killer, or a meltdown of a myth. This myth is straight out of a spy thriller, a perfectly silent, untraceable murder weapon, the ice bullet. Imagine a scenario where a hitman uses an ice bullet to carry out an assassination. The bullet, made entirely of ice, would theoretically melt away, leaving no trace of the crime. It sounds like the perfect plot for a blockbuster movie, doesn't it? The theory goes that an ice bullet would melt after being fired, leaving no evidence behind. This idea has fascinated crime enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists alike for years. But how practical is it really? Could an ice bullet actually be used to commit the perfect crime, or is it just a figment of our imagination? Sounds like the perfect crime, right? Not so fast. There are several factors to consider, such as the temperature at which the bullet would melt, the force required to fire it, and whether it could maintain its shape long enough to be effective. These are critical questions that need answers. We put this chilling myth to the test, creating our own ice bullets and firing them from a controlled environment. Our team of experts meticulously crafted ice bullets using specialized molds, and then stored them at sub-zero temperatures to ensure they remained solid until the moment of firing. We analyzed the bullet trajectory, the impact on the target, and of course, the melting factor. The results were intriguing. The ice bullets did fire, but their performance varied significantly. Some shattered upon impact, while others managed to penetrate the target but began melting almost immediately. Was the ice bullet a cold-hearted killer, or did it melt under pressure? Our experiments revealed that while the concept is fascinating, the practicality of using an ice bullet as a murder weapon is highly questionable. The rapid melting and inconsistent performance make it an unreliable choice for anyone looking to commit a crime. The truth might just surprise you. While the ice bullet remains a captivating myth, our investigation shows that it's more fiction than fact. So the next time you hear about an ice bullet in a spy thriller, remember that reality is often much more complex than fiction.
Chapter 5. The Penny Drop, Terminal Velocity, or Tiny Terror. We've all heard the warning, a penny dropped from a skyscraper could kill someone below. But could something so small really pick up enough speed to be lethal? It was time to take to the skies. We dropped pennies from dizzying heights, using high-speed cameras to track their descent and impact. We analyzed the physics, the force of impact, and the potential damage. Was this a case of urban legend, or did the penny drop pack a deadly punch? Prepare to have your mind blown, and maybe your fears calm, as we debunk this high-flying myth.
Chapter 6. The car versus Cliff Hollywood stunt or highway to heaven. Movie magic makes it look easy. Cars soaring off cliffs, defying gravity and exploding in a fiery blaze. These scenes are designed to thrill and captivate audiences, making us believe that the impossible is possible. But how much of that is Hollywood hype? And how much is grounded in reality? Are these stunts meticulously planned and executed? Or are they just a product of clever editing and special effects? We wanted to see what happens when physics takes the wheel. To do this, we set up an experiment that would put the laws of motion and gravity to the test. Using a remote-controlled car and a whole lot of safety precautions, we sent our four-wheeled stunt double off the edge. The car was equipped with sensors to measure various parameters during its flight and crash. We analyzed the trajectory, the impact force, and the post-crash condition of our driver. The data collected would help us understand the real-life implications of such a daring stunt. Did our car survive the plunge, or was it a one-way ticket to the junkyard? The results were surprising and offered a new perspective on the stunts we see in movies. Get ready for a crash course in physics and find out. We'll break down the science behind the stunt, explain the forces at play, and reveal whether Hollywood has been fooling us all along. Stay tuned as we dive into the world of high-octane stunts and discover the truth behind the spectacle.
This myth has persisted for decades. Did we really land on the moon, or was it all an elaborate hoax? Conspiracy theorists point to shadows, flags, and other evidence to support their claims. We decided to take a closer look at the science behind the moon landing. We examined the photographic evidence, analyzed the physics of the lunar environment, and even recreated some of the iconic moonwalk footage. Did we prove the doubters right? Or did we reaffirm this giant leap for mankind, prepare to explore the cosmos and uncover the truth that's out there?
Poor goldfish. They've been saddled with the reputation of having a 3-second memory. But are these little swimmers truly condemned to a life of perpetual forgetfulness? To test this fishy myth, we set up a series of experiments to challenge our goldfish's memories. We created mazes, trained them to recognize colors, and even taught them to associate certain objects with food. Did our goldfish rise to the occasion and prove their mental mettle? Or were they destined to remain forever stuck in the 3-second loop? Dive in with us and discover the truth about these often underestimated creatures.
In the face of a shark attack, conventional wisdom, or at least Hollywood, tells us to aim for the nose. But is a well-placed punch really enough to deter a predator with rows of razor-sharp teeth? While we didn't recommend trying this in the open ocean, the idea has fascinated both scientists and adventurers alike. The notion of a single punch saving your life is both thrilling and terrifying. But how much truth is there to this age-old advice? To get to the bottom of this, we used a combination of shark experts, biomechanics, and of course ballistic gel to simulate this high-stakes encounter. We analyzed the force required for a knockout blow, the structural integrity of a shark's nose, and the potential consequences of getting up close and personal with a predator. Our team of scientists meticulously measured the impact force needed to potentially stun a shark, comparing it to the average human's punching power. The anatomy of a shark's nose is more complex than it appears. It's not just a soft target, it's a sensory powerhouse. Sharks rely heavily on their noses for navigation and hunting, making it a critical part of their anatomy. But does this mean it's a vulnerable spot? We delved into the intricate details of the shark's nose structure, examining how it responds to external forces. Was the shark punch a myth busted, or did it leave us up the creek without a paddle? Our findings were surprising and eye-opening. While a punch to the nose might momentarily startle a shark, it's far from a guaranteed escape plan. The risk of getting closer to such a formidable predator could outweigh the potential benefits. Get ready for a thrilling exploration of the deep. We'll take you through the science, the myths, and the reality of facing one of nature's most efficient predators. Whether you're a thrill seeker or just curious, this journey into the depths will leave you with a newfound respect for the ocean's apex predators.
This myth is the stuff of airport nightmares, a taxi getting caught in the jet blast of a plane taking off. Could the sheer force of a jet engine really send a car flying like a kite? To recreate this potentially catastrophic scenario, we headed to the tarmac. With a test vehicle, a professional driver, and a whole lot of safety precautions, we positioned our taxi in the path of a controlled jet blast. We measured wind speed, analyzed the car's movement, and braced for impact. Did our taxi take flight, or did it stay grounded in reality? Prepare for takeoff as we put this explosive myth to the test.
So there you have it, folks. 10 scientific myths busted wide open. We've seen explosions, defied gravity, and even journeyed to the moon. Well, sort of. Remember, the world is full of amazing mysteries, and the best way to uncover the truth is through curiosity and a healthy dose of skepticism. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop busting those myths.